Hi there, Miss Joni from Characters a Character. Today we're going to make a paper bag puppet with Do or Duck. Do or Duck's message is never give up. So if you go to charactersacharacter.org, you'll be able to click on Character Corner, print out your template for Do or Duck. You're going to need your template, a lunch bag, crayons, glue, and scissors. All right, let's get started. Do or Duck is a little bit different in making the puppet. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut out his beak. Because we're going to do something a little different. We're going to make his beak be 3D. So you can hear him say, "Never give up." Because Do or Duck teaches perseverance. Perseverance is a pretty big word. Can you say it? Perseverance. And that's what it means, to never give up. Sometimes, many times, we try something new and it might be very difficult for us to do. Should we just throw in the towel and say, "I can't do it"? Nope. Try it again. You may have to try it 2, 3, 4, 25 times, but do try it because you can do it, okay? All right, so I just cut out my beak, and then what I'm going to do is trace it. I'm going to put the beak under his eyes, and I'm going to get my black crayon and trace it onto here, onto the template, okay? With my black crayon. Just like this. Something new we're doing, but you can do it. All right, and then it just looks like this. So then I'm going to grab my orange crayon because we're going to color the top of the beak and the back of the beak orange. I'm just putting mine right on top of this paper here. Going right over it, and it's okay. We're going to just color that in orange, and it'll be a movable beak. So while we're coloring, think about something that you have tried, and it might have been kind of difficult or a little bit hard for you. What did you do about it? Did you just give up? I hope not. Something that was hard for me to learn to do was to paint. But you know what? I just kept trying it, and I really grew to like it, and I like what I do with it now. So that's what perseverance is to just try it again, even if it's hard. You know, nothing is easy, and that's okay. That's how we learn. Sometimes we have to try things more than once. Like tying our shoes. How many of you were able to tie your shoes the first time you tried? Not me. You have to keep on trying. Never give up. Try it again. Maybe you had a hard time learning how to read, or to write, or to ride your bike. Sometimes there's things that we do that are a little bit harder than others. But as long as we keep on trying, we'll get the hang of it, and it's really a good feeling once you do. That's what perseverance is. Okay, so I colored the front and the back, and now I'm going to color his beak that I traced on to here. I'm just going to color that in orange because Do or Duck's beak is orange. Try to stay in the lines on this part because we're not cutting the beak out. We will cut his face out, but not the beak, okay? So try to stay in the lines. Alrighty. This is a nice color, orange. While I'm coloring, I'm kind of thinking, what are some other things that I've tried that I was not very good at first? I had to practice. I had to practice things. What are some of the things that you had to try more than once and that you practiced with? We talked about riding our bike, maybe drawing, reading. Maybe you like to cook. Takes practice. Maybe you play an instrument, a musical instrument. That takes practice too. You're not just going to pick up that instrument and play it like a genius. You have to practice and you learn and you persevere. Maybe some of you are on a sports team. All right, here's this. I'm just going to get my yellow crayon and color his face yellow. And it's okay to go out of the lines on the outside lines on this one. So we were just saying, maybe some of you are on a sports team. Maybe you enjoy playing baseball or soccer or football or gymnastics. But do you really think you're just going to join the team and be a number one? No, you really have to practice. And the more you practice, the better you become. So don't give up if you're trying something new, okay? And when you're able to do it, oh my gosh, it's a wonderful feeling. You should feel very proud of yourself. There's a lot of things that we need practice at, right? Okay, so we're going to finish coloring in his face yellow. And then we're going to get our scissors. Okay. All right, so now you can get your scissors, and we're just going to cut on the outside line, okay? And take your time. Sometimes, even cutting when we're using scissors. When we first learn how to cut things out, oh, it's a lot of exercise for our fingers. See how I move my paper? I can move my paper around because the paper bends much easier than my fingers do. But when I first learned how to cut, it was hard for me. It was hard to just even stay on the line sometimes. But you know what? The more I did it, the better I became at it. And that's what happens when you persevere. The more you keep trying, the better you become at it. And it's a good feeling to know that you've accomplished your task. Okay, I have my face and I have my beak. Now I need my paper bag. This is the flap of the bag, okay? We don't need to open it just yet. I'm going to grab my glue, and I have a glue stick. Some of you may have liquid glue. And I always say just a dot, not a lot. Do or duck doesn't want to be swimming in glue, okay? So I'm just going to do the middle of the flap because his face doesn't cover the whole flap, just some of it. So I'm going to put enough glue, not a lot, and then I'm going to put his face on there. I'm going to press it down. Okay, and that's it so far. Now you're going to take your beak. This is the top of the beak. So you're going to bend it from the top. Just bend it just a little bit. Make a crease. You see how I did that? Just a little bit right here. Just folded it. Because we're going to put glue on the outside flap next. Then we're going to take the flap. See how it's just on the back? I'm going to put it on the top of his beak. Press it down. And it's like he can talk to me. See that? So next we get to put our hand inside and tell Do or Duck what it is that you do that you never give up.